Gonna kick it up on Instagram Live. Okay. Okay, so I'm live on Instagram.
Hello and welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. What is the Clint Initiative? The Clint Initiative is a multi-phase project to create entertainment here in Minnesota and to distribute that entertainment to the world, starting with this podcast. This podcast is the seed from which everything else will grow. The Clint Initiative is about great music. The Clint Initiative is about great live entertainment. The Clint Initiative is about a sketch show. The Clint Initiative is all about filmed content. If you want to know how to do a podcast, listen to the Clint Initiative. If you want to know how to do an album, how to find musicians, how to get it recorded, listen to the Clint Initiative. If you want to know how to create more content over a short period of time, you're listening to the Clint Initiative and we will help you get there. If you are ready to create, if you're ready to talk about creating, if you're ready to be about it and get it done, we want to talk to you. This is the Clint Initiative. My name is Paul and my co-hosts are Katie, Clint, and Jamel. We are the Clint Initiative. If you are interested in creating content, if you're interested in creating movies, music, television, films, short films, and feature films, then we want to talk to you. We want to have you on the show. Email us at TheClintPodcast@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. And now, back to the show. We are always working to give you a little more. We are always working to give you a little more. We are always working to give you a little more. We are always working to give you a little more. What are we doing? We're throwing it at the
Throwing it at
wall.
the
We are
wall.
throwing it at the
Throwing it at the
wall.
wall.
We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall. We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall to see what sticks. Come on, what are we doing? Tirada a la ped, estamos tirada a la ped, tirada a la ped, estamos tirada a la ped, tirada a la ped, estamos tirada a la ped, a ver que se pega. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. We've got Katie here, we've got Clint, and I'm sure that Jamel will be along shortly. I just want to let you know, Clint, that because of a latency with the way we broadcast, if you try to sing along with the theme song, it won't be in sync. That's why we had so many problems before with it.
Right now I'm having some problems here. You were throwing it at the wall and the rain is starting to fall. I'm out here. I'm outdoor getting wet. I'm getting wet right now. Are you seeing my video?
You're actually getting wet?
Yeah, the rain is starting to drizzle. Are you seeing my video right now? Is my video on? I'm seeing a photo.
No, all we can see is your picture.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if I could get out and come back in.
Well, the show must go on, right, Katie?
Yes.
So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and do our normal co-host check-in. No matter how many co-hosts we have, the check-in must go on. So I'm going to check in first with you, Katie, since you're the only one here. How's things going for you this week of Juneteenth?
Good. It's going great. Definitely blessed to be here. Lots of rain, obviously. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rain is taking over in Minnesota. So
Mm-hmm.
do you have any Spanish flavor for our audience today since I got you up on stage?
Sí, gracias por estar con nosotros, gracias por pasar, darnos tu tiempo, ojalá que disfrutan el show hoy día y que vengan con humores positivos siempre.
Okay, so that's a great way to start the show with a little bit of Spanish flavor. And now we've got Oh, you're out poolside again. Okay. I see what you're doing
Yeah,
there.
that's why I said you what. Yeah, while you were training on the wall, the rain was starting to fall.
Starting
I
to
wasn't
fall,
expecting
the
rain.
rain was starting to fall. So come on, Clint, what have you got to say to the audience as they're
Yes.
checking in with you?
I just want to say, guys, thank you for having us at your home. We love you so much. We thank you for your support. And I'm giving you a little bit of Caribbean flavor and a shaking my dreadlocks. Yeah.
Hey.
Do you have your cup of tea though? That's what inquiring minds want to know. Do you have your cup of tea?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
you
I forgot
do.
to tell you. Yeah. Cup of tea, and I'm bringing you positive hope and strong energy.
Well,
Mm.
there you go. Well, I want to welcome everybody to the show. And yesterday was Juneteenth. And I just want to say this is what's been running through my mind as I think about doing the show, as I think about our productions we want to do. Juneteenth is just, for me, it's not really a celebration. It's a time for reflection and a time for me to, be reminded of where we live, what was done here,
Mm.
and what could happen again if we let it. And I'm just going
So
to leave
true.
that there because that's what Juneteenth means to me. We always have to be cognizant of where we live, what was done here, and what could happen again. But it can only happen again if we let it. We as a people are not powerless when we're all together. When we're all together, our power is unlimited. As a people, we become a superpower. We become capable. We can change the flow of rivers. We send rockets into space. We explore planets. We've been to the moon. We're going back again. So we should all be able to get along. And we should all be able to have the kind of world that we want to live in right here in our country.
Mm-hmm.
And I could continue to preach about Juneteenth for the rest of the show. But it's time for our random questions. And I've got two doozies today. The first, and when I come to you guys, you can answer the one that you want to answer. But first, we're going to check in with Jamel. Jamel, welcome to the show. How is everything going, my friend?
Everything is good. Hello, everyone. And thanks for being
Hola.
here. Hola, hola.
So how are things going with you?
Everything is good with me. I didn't know if you heard me say that or not, but yeah, everything is good.
So what words do you have for our audience for your co-host check-in?
Let's see. Reassurance to self. Reassurance to self, self-love, because mental health is a really big thing. So always have that confidence and look within because the power is there for you to use. So always look within first.
The power is yours.
Bravo. And that was our co-host check-in from Jamel. I meant to remove you from the solo layout, and I hit the co-host check-in by mistake because there's a lot of moving parts in the background here. Sometimes you just want to talk about how the sausage is made, and that certainly is a little bit of sausage. So, hey, and just so as you know, we are not here alone. We actually have someone watching. So there you go. We are not alone.
Hey.
Clint, you ready for a poolside conversation? Huh?
Well, he's ready to get too hot for the show is what it is.
And I'm posing like this. My legs are crossed. You understand? Big up Alicia Robinson from Trinidad.
Absolutely. So now it's time for our random questions. I hope you guys are ready because I got two doozies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pose the question, and then I'm going to come to each of you guys, and you can pick the one that works for you. But our first question is, what are you watching on television? Right now, there's a lot of controversy about a lot of different shows that are on the air, and the question is just, what are you watching? And then the second question that you can answer, which I'm going to answer later in the show myself, as well as answering now. Have you ever done stand-up before? Have you ever tried to do stand-up comedy before? So now, ladies first policy, we're going to go to you, Katie. So which question are you going to answer for us today?
I'm gonna do the watching. What am I watching? So I'm gonna go ahead and get the Spanish out the way first. Me está preguntando que ahorita estoy viendo puede ser Netflix, lo que sea, pero ahorita estoy bien pegado a Demon Slayer. Right now I'm stuck on Demon Slayer. I just started it. People keep telling me it's been taking me so long to start that, but I started it and now I'm stuck. And it's just I'm getting used to like somebody told me to watch it better like in the original language and then just read the subtitles, but I haven't in English, and there's some things I'm getting used to, like saying our thoughts out loud. It's a little bit corny. It's like it's getting used to it, but I do it. It's grabbing my attention right now, and I'm liking it so far.
Good.
Wow.
It's a really good one.
Yeah.
So Jamel, you watched Demon Slayer as well?
I watched all of it.
I haven't watched it yet.
I'm a huge anime fan because I believe a lot of anime storytelling and the way it's processed is better than a lot of the movies that we actually think is not so great. So when you watch the storyline and you get really into it, it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put you up on stage, Jamel. Which one of the questions are you going to answer? What you're watching, or have you ever done stand-up before?
Well, we already talked about me not doing stand-up before, Paul, so it's about what I'm watching.
So what are you watching, man? What do you watch when you want to just relax?
I've actually been catching up on my Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball
Super. That's what I've been catching up on. I'm on episode 130 right now.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You are hooked.
Well, just so you know,
it's all about when you're a martial artist and you see a good fight scenes and stuff like that, then yeah, you get hooked in it and you just want to watch.
Well, I have
the first Street Fighter anime.
Yeah.
I have the entire series of the first Dragon Ball Z. I've been a Dragon Ball Z fan for so long, I can't even begin to tell you, man. I love it, man. I got a few of the movies, and I just watched Dragon Ball. I still watch Dragon Ball Z even now. Sometimes, like when the creator of it passed away recently, I watched the entire series over again. I just took those hours over a weekend and just watched the entire series over again in tribute to his passing. So, yeah, Dragon Ball Z is in my heart, man. It got me. So I'm going to go to you, Clint. Which one of the questions are you going to answer? Have you ever done stand-up before? Or what are you watching?
Well, every morning at 6 a.m. I always standing up. So I end up doing stand-up. Stand-up is every morning at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna go to what I'm watching or what I was watching, which was I was viewing
What?
I was viewing this this is serious. Are you hearing me? I said I was watching
I'm hearing you, yeah.
I want to reflect on what I was watching last night.
Hello?
You're not here? Oh, shoot.
It froze. There you are.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
My tour would be the.
Oh, I'm getting some problem here. Hold on. Okay. What was the last thing you heard I said? Did you hear me when I answered the question?
No.
No.
Are you
We
there,
heard
Paul?
you. The last part we heard you say is what you were watching, and then it cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to come
said,
back to you and Clint. Let's start again. What are you watching these days?
I started watching, well, I finished watching it. It was a movie last night since we were reflecting on Juneteenth. I watched this show called Ruby Bridges. It was very informative. I learned a lot from I shouldn't say Black history, because I hate using the term Black history, because I think this is American history. I think we should come out, whatever happened to Black, it happened in America, so that's American history. I was watching this movie, the true story about Ruby Bridges, the 6-year-old who went to all-white school because they wanted to get the Blacks and whites together. And I looked at the bravery of this little child, and it hurts my heart. I was like streaming tears because I was like, hard back, man and woman, cursing at this little child, a 6-year-old, saying that they're going to kill her, saying that they're going to poison her. And she went through all that at the age of 6. Very little time to go to school, and her back just turned against them. And all she's going to say to them is that, I'm going to pray for you. And it shows me the example of our forefathers, what they said for us. And we really came a long way from where we are now. And what I want to dwell on, why I think we should always look at this, is because and we should always talk about it, so it would never, ever happen again. Because all forefathers back then. So I've been touching.
You really touched on my Juneteenth message there, Clint, because all the things that happen in our country can happen again, but it can only happen again if we let it. There are kids that have to grow up,
and if
really
we forget
fast.
About it.
Oh, who can't forget? Come on. Unless we allow them to destroy libraries and take books out of schools, then we will forget.
No, it got
but let's not go there. My answer
already
to
don't
this,
teach the history about what went on there. Yeah.
Well, actually, they do. You just have to be paying attention. But most people in school don't pay attention. But let's go on. My answer to this question leads into our next segment of the show. Now, not only did I do stand-up before, I used to go to an open mic stand-up, and I found like 30 minutes of absolutely awful comedy. Because comedy is the only art form where you have to be really bad at it and practice it to get good. And I've always wanted to do stand-up, and I found those 30 awful minutes. But out of those 30 awful minutes, I found a few minutes that I'm going to play now. And I just want to warn you, it is not safe for kids. It is definitely rated parental guidance required. So I want to go ahead and I want to play it for you guys, and you can chime in and react to it, because this is another edition of the Clint Initiative Podcast Reacts, which I can't play now because the old graphic for this is another episode of the Clint Initiative Podcast Reacts. And it's not to the first person promo, it's reacting to my comedy. So here we go. Fucking fearless tour.
Now, this is my last joke before I do my song. And the reason why I would say this I'm fucking fearless tour is because I'm originally from Washington, D.C. And when I got out of the military after 13 years, I'm a veteran and all. So I got out of the military after 13 years and I came back and I wanted to do music production, but I always liked comedy. I would do it in like the talent shows, and I really, really sucked it, but I really, really wanted to do it. So I would do it all the time, and I would just get up there and say stupid shit, sort of like now. So I did this talent show in DC, and it was in this high school auditorium, and this guy got up there, he did his act, and he was hilarious, funny as hell. Knocked everybody's socks off. And then I went up there. And I had fun. Nobody laughed. There was just like nobody laughed, but I had a great time. I had fun. And after everything was over, the guy came back and he talked to me. He said, man, I really like what you do. I said, what, really? You like my jokes? He said, no, man, your jokes suck. But you're fucking fearless, man. You just went up there and you went for it, and I like that. I really like that, man. You should come and do some dates with me, right? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm not really a comedian. He said, yeah, I know that, but I can probably make you one. And I was like, yeah, but and he gave me his information, but I never hooked up with him. True story. That guy was Dave Chappelle. Wow. Looking back on it.
Okay. So, what did you guys think of the only good piece from 30 minutes of stand-up?
There's still
What was that, Katie?
The energy was there.
Yeah, there's still support, like the laughs and then the pause at the end. Everybody was like, it took a little bit, but they got there.
Yeah, and that really was a true story. When Dave Chappelle was starting out, he did a lot of shows in a lot of different places, and we were doing this stupid little rinky-dink show, and he really encouraged me to go out with him, and I was like, yeah, nah.
No.
and then when the Chappelle show hit the air and everything, it was like, okay, so lesson learned.
Check this out, though, Paul. I could tell that you were nervous the way you were walking back and forth into the dark part, and then back into the spotlight, and back in the dark. But then I'm like, okay, true story. Dave Chappelle remembers everybody he encounters. So if you ever see Dave again and you tell him about that, he will remember you right on the spot.
Yeah,
That's
pretty sure he will.
That's Dave altogether. That's just who he is.
Well, I see Clint is killing bugs there. So,
Clint, are your friends hanging out with you at the poolside?
Oh, no.
Your friends hanging out with you at the poolside, Clint?
Not the fingers.
Which you swat down?
okay. So this is the portion of the story where we talk about how I came up with this crazy idea for the Clint Initiative podcast. And as the screen shows, it's all about J.D. Steele and the Mill City Singers. They are a professional choir here in Minneapolis where all you have to do is show up. And if you show up, you can be a part of the choir. So when I listened to that concept, I said we should be able to do the same thing with the content that we're doing with film and with television. We should be able to just have people show up and they can be a part of our productions. And so that's how the Clint Initiative podcast came to be, and how we will accomplish what we're trying to do is that we will let everyone have an opportunity to be on the show. Now, we say this all the time, but I'm going to say it again. If anybody wants to be on the show and help us with this experiment in content creation, shoot us an email at TheClintPodcast@gmail.com. What is that email address again there, Clint?
I'll help him out. I don't think he can hear you. I'll help him out. You
the
can
Clint
contact
Podcast at
the Clint
podcast at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. That's what I said.
Okay.
You guys not hearing me?
And with that being said, we're going to go to the next part of the show where hopefully we will be able to hear you. But here we go. We're going to go into our Bible bracket. And a lot of people may even wonder what that is. And well, we have an explanation for that.
What is a show Bible? A show Bible is a document that outlines the characters, plots, settings, and themes of a television series. Writers pitch show Bibles to network executives and production companies in the hopes that it will produce a production agreement. Well, with the Clint Initiative podcast, we do streaming content, we do movies, we do music. So, for our productions, we have a Bible. And that Bible will be previewed here on the show.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch you guys a couple of ideas. We're going to discuss it. And then we're going to decide based on our rating system if it sticks, if it needs work, or if we just want to forget about it. Some things, once you see them, they can't be unseen. But some things that we pitch on this show, I'm sure you just want to forget about it sometimes. So here are the two ideas. The first one is, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that things have a tendency to just sneak up on me. I'm minding my business, and then all of a sudden things just happen because, hey, I'm that guy. Okay. Our next idea this week is they're coming. We can't stop them. If it's not too late, we could join them. And then we can stop them from within. They're coming, but they won't know we're coming for them until it's too late. So there is still a chance that we can get them. But they're coming. We know they're coming, but that was their first mistake, letting us know. Okay, so those are our two options this week. We have I'm that guy who just things happen to, and they're coming. I guess. So from those two ideas, I'm going to start with the ladies first thing again. Which one works for you, Katie?
This time I actually like both of them. I'm obviously I'm not the guy, but sometimes I'm the girl, so it's relatable. Like I just be at the wrong place at the wrong time. But so I would like to see how this person, like what obstacles they come into and how they deal with it. And then for us, I'm trying to see who they is and if there's a way, even though it's too late, can we survive? Like what is going on? So for me, both of them se pegan. They're both, I'm sticking with both. It's hard for me to decide on this one, to be honest.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go to Jamel since it looks like Clint has disappeared again. So Jamel, out of those two, do you like both? Do you like neither? What floats your boat, my friend?
I'm with Katie. I like both. I like both of those titles because anything can be presented with that, and it could be suspense, it could be a thriller, it could be action. You just never know what it could be.
Yeah, and like I was saying on the previous show,
And it could be comedy. So
absolutely, I'm That Guy is definitely going to be comedic, but it's more like a dramedy
Mm.
because there are things that happen in life and you have to rise up to the occasion and handle it. You just don't have a choice. I'm that guy. I just do what I got to do because I'm that guy. With their coming, I just started the story of the Trojan horse and sort of an updating on the whole Trojan horse story. It's like if somebody tells you they're going to punch you in the nose, you get headgear, or you get something to protect your nose. You don't just let them punch you in the nose. They told you they're going to punch you in the nose. That's what I don't like in film sometimes. Somebody tells someone they're going to shoot them, but instead of them doing something to protect themselves, they just let themselves get shot. But no, I'm that guy that if you tell me you're going to shoot me, I'm going to leave. You're going to find me. So yeah, I'm That Guy can definitely be a dramedy kind of thing. And They're Coming is definitely one of those pieces where I just thought it's an uptelling of the whole Trojan horse story. We know you're coming. We know where you are. We're bringing the battle to you. So before we announce the winner, which we can't do now anyway because Clint is not here, what we want to do is review our past winners. So right now, I don't have a choice because we need Clint to break the tie. But here are our past winners. Okay, so Clint, did you hear the two movie ideas or do I need to pitch them to you again?
What was the title of them again?
Okay.
They Are Coming?
Since we're about to pick the winner, the first one was I'm That Guy. Things just happen.
Right,
I don't control the horizontal, the vertical, nothing because I'm That Guy.
I got that.
And the other one is They're Coming.
Right.
We know they're coming. The only way for us to defeat them is to infiltrate them and destroy them from within. So I'm going to put you up on the stage. Which one would you choose, Clint?
They are coming. They are really coming. So I'm going for the coming. What are you laughing at, Jamal?
So
I'll pray for you.
So just to review, I like both of the ideas. Katie likes both of the ideas. Jamel likes both of the ideas. And you like They're Coming.
They're coming. It speaks to me. Jamal, shut up. Shut up, Jamal. Shut up.
Of course it does.
What? It's kind of speak to me in a spiritual realm.
In many different sounds.
No, in a spiritual realm. I'm going for the coming.
And many
Jamal,
different.
don't try. Stay out of my head, Jamal. Stay out of my head. The
Oh,
one
no.
I'm talking about.
For this version of the show, both of them win.
Oh, shit.
But what we can put into immediate production is I'm That Guy. And because of that, for this week, I'm That Guy takes the win.
Okay.
But Their Coming is going to be a bracket jumper. Because once we have the budget for it from our great people out there helping out the show, we will be producing Their Coming along with Cybernetic and a lot of the other projects that we want to do them. But it's going to take a real budget. So for this week, the one that I know we can immediately put in production is I'm That Guy. So for this week, the winner is I'm That Guy. You know,
It could be about that guy who is coming around the corner.
things just happen. So the guy can be one of the stars of Their Coming. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
And because our shows and movies and things are all sort of interconnected, it makes sense that elements of Their Coming and I'm That Guy can
They're coming because I'm that guy.
Yeah.
He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes.
And now, between the Bible bracket and a moment from the sketch show, next week, we're going to introduce a brand new
So much better with that one.
Absolutely.
Keeper. That's a keeper.
And this is where
I'm sure Katie agrees.
and this is where Katie will take over the show. Katie will add that Spanish flavor to the show. What do you think of us adding that Spanish flavor?
I'm excited. I love the song. And that's my girl, Carol G. Like, oh, yay. I can't wait.
So what can we expect from Spanish flavor? Give us a preview.
Hot sauce.
Todo sabor, energía.
Salsa.
A lot of rolling of the tongue. It's nice.
Right. You got to get that tongue roll.
Yeah.
I will never get the tongue roll. That is my weakness.
Oh, come on,
that's
Paul.
my kryptonite. My kryptonite is the tongue roll.
I roll my tongue pretty well.
That is my kryptonite.
Oh.
So, Clint, what I want you to be thinking about is I want you to be thinking about when we're going to add the Caribbean flavor.
Yes, steel pan and calypso. Yes.
So we will be adding a Caribbean flavor soon. So we'll have the Spanish flavor segment and we'll have the Caribbean flavor segment. So when I introduce yours, Clint, I hope you'll be prepared.
They're gonna give
But our flavors, my culture is also mixed with Spanish flavor also, although I don't speak Spanish. So all that can wrap into my Caribbean flavor also.
And he's gonna roll his tongue for you.
Oh, gosh.
Well, you'll still get to take over and have your moment. But for now, we're going to move on to a couple of moments from the sketch show. As we've said here on the show before, the sketch show is going to be either comedy or it's going to be serious things, or it's going to be just any stories we want to tell. And that's one of the segments. That's one of the segments that's going to be on the sketch show is Stories to Tell. And in Stories to Tell, he's the last of his kind. And in him are the spirits and stories of his race. When he realizes his time is coming to an end, he needs to find someone to give his spirits, and stories. So this is his search for that person, and these are his stories that he will be telling.
Because they're coming.
Yeah, they're coming, and unfortunately, that's one of the stories that he gets to tell. He gets to tell this writer that he kidnaps, and this writer each week has to listen to his story.
And while he's telling the story, he's rolling the tongue.
I like that, though. I like that.
Well, I will never be rolling my tongue, so obviously I'm not the storyteller. But the next segment is What If? And I know Marvel has a what if.
That sounded like Clint didn't have any teeth in his mouth when he did that.
Now, moving on, what if is just a it's sort of a joke, but it's a paradox as well. You know, I was talking to someone and I just thought to myself, what if you die at work for all of eternity, you're stuck at work? So what if Brad Pitt is in a sex scene with Margot Robbie? The building explodes and they are at work. So for all of eternity, Brad Pitt is in a sex scene with Margot Robbie. Now, what if there are two guys discussing Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie having sex and dying when their building explodes? So now for all of eternity, they're talking about Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie doing a sex scene and dying, while all of eternity, Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie are stuck in a sex scene.
That is like Groundhog.
I think I would rather be in Brad Pitt's position than those two guys.
So this is a part of the show where our rating system really comes into play. So of those two ideas there, did anything stick? They all need work, I'm sure. Or can we just forget about it?
Well, there is a bunch of movies out there right now where they show scenes of a person dying and then they wake up and they're repeating it all over again. But they remember every single time what's going on. So I think we got to find something else, honestly.
It's a joke for the sketch show. So I'll work on it.
I'll say what if, but the storyline with I'm also agreeing with Jamel with that same storyline, the dying and getting back all over again. I think it could be like, what if I woke up black, to be black for the day? What it's like being black for the day? Or what if I woke up white, being white for the day? Or what if I wake up being a different race, a different ethnicity for the day, to walk in that person's shoes?
What if you woke up a woman?
All that too, and then it will show you how we take women for granted. They go through a lot of pain, childbirth. I'm gonna be like my soul gonna be like trapped in a person's body, and I have to go through everything what a woman went through and things what we take women for granted, like childbirth, labor, pain, menstrual pain, menopause pain, and men don't go through any of those things.
Who are you going for saying take that for granted? Because I don't.
I'm going for it got men, most men out there. We take women for
general
granted
message,
like
general.
Okay, because yeah.
So it's so hey, how come that fall in your garden? No, I don't. I'm not talking about you. It's that general thing, you know. All of a sudden, the shoes fit, and you want to put it on and walk.
You put all men in that category, so you cannot say all men.
Well,
just say
I say men as in general. If it's
Men, everybody except Jay.
Yes. Even I sometimes forget about certain things that what woman went through, you know. Because I can't handle pain. I'm a big baby when it comes to handling pain. I tell women them about that. They can handle pain real good. But
So
me,
what
if
if
I get a headache, I cry.
what if you became female, who was pregnant in the middle of labor, and you gave birth to a child? How's that? That's a what if.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be a
It'll
what
be
if for Clint.
hilarious.
That'd be a what if for Clint
Because
if he's going to have natural birth or he's going to get an epidural.
no,
Oh,
I
it's
think
gonna
it'll
be
be
all natural, my friend. All natural, because the
Oh,
baby's gonna
no.
pop up. He's gonna look at the baby's gonna look at him, and the baby's gonna say, "What you looking at?"
No.
I will have
Before that, the doctor's going to say, we have to cut.
In this case,
You got to split it and make it bigger.
Oh, no.
there you go.
No, it will be hilarious. It kind of reminds me of quantum
The
leap.
baby Clint's got a big head. We got to cut.
Hey, if I'm making a child, my child will be good looking. Oh, understand, right? Making some nice good look.
Well, that was fun, but now we come to our music update. And that's all about Vixen Noir, because Vixen Noir is coming to the show. I keep promising it. One day it's going to happen. But right now, Vixen Noir is coming. If you want to see what's in store for you as an audience, you can check out vixennoir.com. That's VIXENNOIR.com. So I'm not going to play any music this week, but there is more music coming. So just when you guys, when you think about it, you'll be able to say, yeah, we were
I find
warned.
this episode, for some reason, we are coming a lot. Yeah, I've been hearing the word come over and over.
I need to talk about our founders and our inner circle. Now, when I think about our founders and our inner circle, I think about all the ways that people can support us. And I got a graphic on the screen for the people who are just listening. We've got our Patreon initiative where you can support us monthly so that every week you can guarantee that we'll be here to give you more of this great entertainment that you're looking at today. You've got our KOFI Initiative where you can just buy us a cup of coffee. If you check out our site on YouTube, there are links to all of these where you can just go. And the GoFundMe Initiative is another great way to help us grow what we're doing, support this podcast, and also support our filming. Starting in July, we will be actively filming the productions that we have. We'll be actually actively out there filming them, and we'll be previewing and showing that here on the show. But our Patreon initiative is great because with the Patreon initiative, you actually will be able to see more for a small monthly fee that helps us continue as a show, and it helps us to grow. Does anybody want to add anything to that for our future founders and inner circle?
To keep in mind that it benefits us and you.
There you go.
Yeah, we're all about equity crowdfunding. So when you give to what we're doing, when you join our founders in our inner circle, you become just like our original founders. And I have it here, our original founders, Devin and Joe. Devin and Joe especially, because they are the early adapters of the show. And when we are successful in what we're doing, they're going to benefit from it. They're going to actually, through our equity crowdfunding, when we put that first movie out there and we make that first $10 million weekend, our equity crowdfunders, they're going to get a part of that. And anyone else who supports us through the different ways that they can support us, they will also join our group of equity crowdfunders so that when we're successful, they'll be successful as well. So I used to listen to a lot of NPR when I first came to Minnesota. So yeah, I learned a lot from NPR. And one of the things I learned from NPR is an empty mouth never gets fed. So in order for you to be fed, you have to let people know, yeah, I'm hungry. Can you feed me? Well, we're hungry to create great content.
Feed me.
And all we want is for you to feed Seymour.
Oh my God.
You know, this has been a great show, but as you can hear from the music, time for us to start winding down because, like I said, it's been a great show. But now it's time to get the final words from our co-host and Clint. We know they're coming, so you don't have to tell us in your final words. So, Katie, what are your final words to our audience?
Well, gracias por venir, gracias por vernos, darnos tu tiempo. Ojalá que nos gustaron todo hoy día. Te mandamos muchos besos y abrazos. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for supporting us. And I hope that you guys continue to be with us on our journey as we grow. And yeah.
Okay, that's it. Final words from Katie. I'm going to go to Jamel. Jamel, what are your final words to our audience?
Hey everyone, thank you for watching again. It's always a pleasure having you. Yes, just be ourselves here on the show. Please like, comment, and share to continue to help us grow. As you can probably see it right down here on the screen, it's just going right back and forth, right back and forth.
There you go.
Yeah.
And now I keep hearing all those birds chirping, so that must mean I need to go to Clint.
So
Clint, what are your final words to the audience?
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for having us in your home. And I know some of you guys may be going through pain and hurt, but just remember, Romans 8:18 says, the pain that you are feeling cannot compare to the joy that is coming. So keep up your head. Be there. Be strong. We love you.
Yeah.
So can I finish what I was going to say?
Oh, you weren't finished. Okay, so go ahead, Jamel. Finish what you were saying.
What I was going to say for my final words are try to get someone to smile every day. But also remember that you are that someone too. And always, always, always trust the timing of your life.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, guys, it's been an absolutely great show. And my final words to the audience before we talk about what's coming up next on the show, next time on the show. Juneteenth really has me thinking, man. And Juneteenth for me is not a celebration. I'm going to say that again. I'm also going to say it's a reminder of where we live, this country. I'm going to say again, it's a reminder of what was done in this country. And I'm going to say again, Juneteenth is a reminder that it could happen again. But Juneteenth also tells us that it only can happen again if we let it. So those are my final words to the audience. We are and we have the power when we are together. The power of many cannot be overcome. And that's my final words to everyone. Now, the next time on a Clint Initiative podcast, we're still putting out that call for animators. We're actually going to put out a call for music as well. The trailers are coming. The first person reacts are coming. I just have to get you guys together so that we can record those. And last but not least, I was a photographer for well over 20, 30 years and worked with so many great models. And as I was going through my archives, I found so many great portfolios of models that I shot over the years. And I'm gonna make slideshows of those shoots available exclusively on Patreon. And next week, to raise funds for the show. And next week, I'm gonna do a preview of what people would be paying for if they subscribe to our Patreon. So there's a lot coming next week. And if you guys come up with any ideas to add to the mix, go ahead and step up. Hit me up. Let me know. And just like with Spanish Flavor, you'll be able to take over the show. So
roll the tongue.
We just had a great time and the show is going by. So now we're going to bid you all a great adieu. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts. We were live, but now the show's over. So you guys have a great rest of your week. And never forget that we are the power. We the people are the power. Sayonara.
Deuces. Peace.
Ah.